Hello, fabulous Aquarius. Welcome to your Jupiter special horoscope covering Jupiter moving into the sign of Libra from September 2016 right to October of 2017. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What's beautiful about what is transpiring now and what is taking place now is that there is a real sense that luck and life are on your side. And this is true actually for all the air signs out there. Having Jupiter in fellow air sign Libra means that you're able to take advantage of the good stuff of Jupiter that much more easily. The blessings of Jupiter have an easier way of flowing into your life, expanding your life, and having positive changes come about that make you feel excited and hopeful about what's taking place now and what is coming up for you as well. So this is lucky all around for sure for all Aquarians out there. And in particular, because of the harmonious positioning, there's also a sense here that in some way your world is going to get bigger, or you are going to become more familiar with more of the world. This can be in matters of actual traveling, matters of immigration, matters of citizenship. All of these have a lot of blessing energy taking place thanks to this movement of the sky and movement of the planets. Also with this particular energy, along with you feeling like more of the world becomes open to you, the chance of traveling actually absolutely could show up for you. It is a great time for you to be taking a trip. So if there's any kind of trip you've been putting off or that you've been wanting to do, any place you feel calling you, any exploring you want to do, is absolutely the best time for you to be reaching out and making that happen. The other thing with this particular energy as well, though, is that you likely will just have opportunities to travel show up for you. So those opportunities might actually just show up and land in your lap. The other way that this energy can bless your life has to do with higher education. So if you are in a process or an institute of higher education, whether you're a student or you are teaching or you're just working in one of these institutes, you can expect good things to take place for you all around. So for students, this can be a time when academically you start to excel, you start to do better. This is a time when you start to feel a deeper personal connection to what you're studying or what you truly desire to study. There might be changes that transpire now as well in terms of what you end up studying. It's not uncommon for something like this to happen and you realize that you actually want to change your major, or you want to go in different directions. Your curiosity, your desires to learn more are taking you in new places. You're starting to see your abilities, your ability to do the work more expansively, more kindly as well. Your ability to think about things, your ability to delve into subjects and really expand on them, to have something unique to say, to have a perspective to bring. All of that can happen when Jupiter moves into this particular part of the sky. The other great blessing with this particular part of the sky where it comes to the academic environment is that personal connection and that personal relevance, the personal redefining that can happen for people involved in that process. Whether it's an advanced degree, a degree program, all of that, you should be finding yourself doing very well. Papers get better grades than usual. Tests tend to go better as well for you. So that's just on a very immediate level. If you teach in one of these places, if you're involved in any kind of research, this can be a time when you're able to attract the funding you need to make that go far. This can be a time when you find your ideas being more readily accepted, celebrated, or more opportunities to actually do more of what you like within the academic environment. And if you work in an institute of higher learning, this can be a really great time where you just feel that there's a greater sense of ease and support for you as you go about doing what you do. Also, with this given energy, it's really good for legal matters as well. So if there's been any kind of ongoing legal issue, this would be a really good time to make things come together, okay? The best stuff will come about in surprising ways and in quick ways. So I do want you to be a little bit mindful. I know so far I've been sort of emphasizing the positive part of this, and yes, overall, Jupiter moving into any part of the sky is said to be positive all around. But as I look at the trajectory of this particular part of the sky, we do have Jupiter speaking with Pluto, and then moving on and having conversations as well with Uranus and Saturn. So the Uranus and Saturn ones, those are the breakthroughs. That's the positive developments. That is the progress that can really solidify your pathway forward and can last for you. For others of you out there that, or in addition to this, we can have Jupiter speaking with Pluto be something that you want to pay a little bit of attention to, because Jupiter speaking with Pluto does suggest that there's a sense now with Jupiter speaking with Pluto, that you may have to face some frustration, whether that's internal or external, and there might be a little bit of a challenge or difficulty that you sort of have to, jump over or move through in order to get to the positive occurrences, in order to get to the blessings. So the time frames you want to watch for where things can be a little bit challenging that you want to watch are in particular will be in the fall and will be in the spring as we go along, and particularly in the weekly horoscopes. I will be here to point them out as they're coming up to talk about it then. The positive stuff you want to watch out for as we finish the year and begin next year, particularly really strong window there. And then again, as we move further, particularly as we move further into the winter and spring, early spring, sort of late winter time period, and then again as we move further into the summer. So again, I will be here to talk about it as we go along, but these are time frames you want to watch. The lucky breakthrough out of nowhere time frames when good things can happen and solid gains are made, and where things might feel a little bit tough, where you feel like more should be happening, more positive stuff should be happening, there might be some questioning as well taking place. So where it comes to, again, immigration, citizenship, travel, if you choose to travel around these time frames, you might be asked a whole lot of questions. So just give yourself lots of time for customs. If you are somebody who is like involved in a process of immigration or citizenship along those lines, then this can be when like an interview or something can be scheduled, or a surprise visit might come up as well. So you just want to be mindful of these particular time frames of Jupiter and Pluto. But the good decisions, the great progress is happening with Saturn and Uranus as Jupiter starts speaking to those particular planets. In higher education, you do want to watch any kind of frustrations or any kind of blocks that you're feeling while Jupiter and Pluto are speaking, and then the breakthroughs, the progress, the positive changes, of course, when Uranus and Saturn start kicking in more strongly. This part of the sky also has to do with, as I said, legal matters as well. So legal matters, so this is where you really want to watch these time frames. I would be mindful of any kind of legal stuff while Jupiter and Pluto are speaking, but know that great turnarounds and positive occurrences, happiness all around, but particularly for you, can take place once Uranus and Saturn kick in. So again, be a little bit mindful as we move into the fall, because that is when the energy of Jupiter and Pluto in particular will be stronger, okay? It can feel a little frustrating. Any kind of legal matters in particular can just make you feel that much more frustrated. So unless it's really urgent, leave it alone. Like if it's something pressing, then it's the universe saying, look, you got to deal with this. That's one thing. But if not, if you have some leeway, if you can give yourself a little bit of a delay, that might not be a bad thing to do, to allow yourself that little bit of a space, because then you're utilizing the sky to your advantage and you're tapping into the more positive elements of this particular sky. But also with this, even if things seem really difficult or things seem hard, right around the fall, as we move into the fall, just know that wonderful turnarounds can happen for you as we move to the end of the year and the beginning of the next year as well. So just know that we're going to have these wonderful windows coming up, particularly as we move into the winter, right? The very beginning of winter, and as we move later into the winter, those are going to be some really lucky time frames for you to make positive turnarounds happen. So if you get a chance to like really resolve any legal matters, that would be the time to do them. Like take offers. Any offers come up at that time, that would be the time to take advantage of them. This part of the sky also has to do with legal matters as well, as I said, but it also has to do with political matters. So keep that in mind. If you're involved in politics in any way, these are going to be the time frames that you want to be a little bit mindful, that you want to be a little bit careful. It might feel more stressful with Jupiter and Pluto than it may necessarily. You'll have more breakthroughs, more advancements take place for you as we move to the end of the year and the early part of next year as well. So lots of cosmic support for making good things happen, but it's almost as if you have to show the universe that you're serious about the progress you're hoping to make, because as soon as you do, that is when the breakthroughs set to take place. Now, the other thing with this energy, though, I gotta say, is sometimes, things have to feel not so certain in order for you to be open enough to allow great things to transpire, to allow better things to take place for you. So what I mean by that is it may feel a little bit uncertain in terms of a legal matter, right? Or a citizenship matter, a travel matter. It might feel a little bit up in the air, uncertain. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't really know what you want to do. It might feel that way as we move into the fall. And yet it is that frustration that's going to allow you to think, okay, do I really want to be here or not? What am I willing to do to be where I want to be? And that is a good thing, right? In order to overcome that, so that you show yourself that this is something that matters to you, that this is something that is meaningful to you. Also, with this given sky, I just think that you are going to get the chance, because this has to do with publishing. It has to do with putting yourself out there in front of more of the world, being known to more of the world. So whereas the opposite part of the sky, okay, would have to do with media, this part of the sky is more like publishing. It's more like taking a message to the masses. So if you are doing something where it's not just about, okay, you're trying to get some attention for your organization, but rather you're doing something that matters to you and you have something to share, this is where you find that flow. You're able to write that much more easily. You're able to put together your book. This is where you find the right support, the right publisher to make that book come about for you. This is where you're able to come up with your ideas and put them together that much more easily. And this is also where you really could reach some sort of an agreement, some sort of a deal, right? Even a power deal of sorts that really helps you to take your message to a bigger audience. So especially where it has anything to do with publishing, or any kind of deal where you are going to be known by more than you were before, that's when you've got lots of blessings to make great things happen for yourself and to find an easier way of making positive progress take place for you. This part of the sky has to do with what is foreign, okay? So what before you didn't know, places you didn't know, people you didn't know. So when it comes to matters of love, you've got lots of cosmic support for making connections with people who are of different cultures, of different places, who live in different places or on the opposite coast of the country you live in, who in some way represent what you didn't know before, the type of people that you haven't interacted with before. So this could be race, it could be ethnicity, it could be culture, language, religion, but in some way it is love that acts as the portal to help you know more of the world. And that can be a really beautiful thing. That can be a really special thing as well. And that can be a thing ultimately that allows you to expand your heart and to know that you can be accepted and you can relate to more people wherever they may be. And it can have a certain effect, like a domino effect, where you start to feel more comfortable all over the planet and all over the world. This is a great time also to learn any languages. So if there's a new language that you've wanted to learn, or it's been on your bucket list of things to do to learn that particular language, this is a time when the inspiration will kick up that much more, but also the ease of being able to grasp it will show up for you as well. You'll be able to feel like you're entering a flow, if you will, where you're able to use blessings that much more readily and that much more easily. You're able to understand how you can tap into an energy of expansion, an energy of growth, and have that benefit you in so many areas of life. Whether you want to learn more, whether you want to experience more, whether you want to expand your former knowledge more, or whether you just want to be in more places, right? You want to get out there, you want to explore, you want to learn languages, you want to travel. You've got lots of cosmic support for making positive changes all around. And the kind of changes that you make, the positivity that you welcome into your life now has the real potential to change you in ways that you like very much. Ways that will continue to shape you and strengthen you for many, many years to come. Well, thank you so much for watching this Jupiter special horoscope. I'm so grateful for it. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, thumbs up. It truly means so much. And reach out to me, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, my website, nadiyashah.com, Instagram, and the YouTube comments as well. It'll be a great year. Enjoy. And until we connect again, take care.